The IB Learner profile consists of 10 different traits, 3 of which I will talk about today. These traits are something that every student should try to achieve, because they are the foundation of a good student. First up, inquirers. To wrap up the traits of an inquirer quickly, they develop their natural curiosity and have a love for learning. The upcoming pictures show a few examples of inquirers. The figure sitting on the question mark, for example. He asks himself a question, or wonders about something. He is curious. Einstein was an inquirer, and so was the girl raising her hand to ask a question. This last picture coming up, of my knitting tools, comes directly from me. It represents my personal project, and how I decided to take on this idea of teaching myself how to knit. I was curious about knitting, and I wanted to learn something new. So I decided to take it on and challenge myself to teach myself something new and different. The second trait that I decided to use was risk-taker. A risk-taker, to sum it up, is someone who simply takes a risk and tries new things, no matter how scary they are. They approach unfamiliar, scary situations with courage and bravery. This first picture demonstrates this idea perfectly. The fish decides to jump up from the small bowl into the bigger bowl, risking death, yet it does it anyway. The woman skydiving is approaching a very unfamiliar situation, unless she has skydived before. She's taking a huge risk, and a scary one, but she does it with bravery and even a grin as she falls through the air. The cat as well dives into the situation with amazing courage when biting the cactus. It risks an injury, but goes through with it anyway. All of these examples show the traits of what a risk-taker is and how they live. Personally, in my project, I feel like I have risked much. I never knit up until this point. It was always something I had wanted to do, though, and by finally doing it, I took a risk. My risk was that I may not be able to teach myself well or quick enough. It was a possibility for me to go into this and fail. There was a possibility that I wouldn't finish teaching myself in time for the project to be over. But I dove in and started learning with courage. This is a very important characteristic of it. The third and final trait I will be covering today is reflective. Reflective people thoughtfully consider their actions and learning experiences. They know how to truly assess and understand some of their strengths and also weaknesses, which they use to learn from and develop. These upcoming pictures are all examples of reflective people. They are more symbolic than any of the other pictures in the different traits, because it is hard to find examples that clearly show the point. For instance, this photo of the reflection of the woman in her laptop shows literally her reflection, but this does not immediately make her reflective. What makes this photo demonstrate reflective is the laptop. The laptop may represent that the woman was writing about her own experiences and trying to develop her learning further. The second picture is also of a woman's reflection, but it is meant to show how people can be reflective. Her camera might have something more to do with it. It may symbolize that she looks at herself and reflects on her own actions. The next two pictures demonstrate the same things, basically. The last one may be interpreted as a reflection on one's surroundings. In my project so far, I've done much reflecting. I feel like it is actually a big part of the general process. I spend time a few times a week, jotting down all the things I have done so far and discussing how I've learned new things. I consider my own progression and think about the weaknesses and strengths that I have developed through teaching myself how to knit.